In this tutorial, I'll show you how to start a blog website in WordPress that you can try out for completely free with no credit card needed. We'll create this website that you can see here that you can tweak and make your own, and you can also add to over time with the skills I'm showing you. We'll create the following pages that I'm showing you, and all the pages are super fast because we use the best WordPress host. We'll also show you how to find the cheapest domain name. We'll create this About Us page, and we'll show you how to add a newsletter sign up, which you'll see below here. So you can start capturing subscribers of the blog and send out a newsletter to them so you can retain their attention. So to create a blog, the first thing you need to do is set up hosting. Hosting's a bit like building a house. To be able to build a house, you need land to be able to build that house. To be able to build a website, you need hosting to be able to put that website on the internet. So the first thing we'll do is head to buildawebs.com/cloudwares. There's a link to this in the description. I'll also show it on screen. So that's buildawebs.com/cloudwares, and it'll take you to the host that I use for all my websites, which I believe is the best. We'll then click on View Plans, and you can try out this hosting for completely free. So as it says there, 3-day trial without a credit card, and you can cancel anytime. We'll scroll down to further down the page where you can check out customer reviews that are really good. And then we'll go down towards the bottom, and you'll see that there's a table that compares Cloudwares, which is the host we're going to use, to traditional providers. They provide 24/7 support, so whenever I've had to get in touch with Cloudwares, they have an expert on the other side. It's got managed backup, so you don't have to worry about losing anything on your website. Cloudwares backs it up. You've got free SSL, dedicated firewalls. Websites with Cloudwares are super secure. You've got a choice of different providers. You can have unlimited websites, and the list goes on and on. When you're ready, click Get Started for free without using any credit card, and sign up. I'll fill out this information, and I'll see you in a moment. Once you've filled out this information here, you can enter a promo code. So it's just Buildawebs in capital letters, and that'll get you 10% off for the first 3 months after you sign up. Once you've read the terms and conditions, click I agree to Cloudwares, and then click Start Free. You'll then land on this page. Just close this down. It just reminds you of all the benefits of Cloudwares. The first thing you'll want to do is verify your email address and your account. Once your account's verified, you can start to choose a plan. It comes up with this $28 a month, but you can get much cheaper. So the first thing we'll do, we'll create the application. So we'll just call it blog website, and we'll call this one blog server, and we'll just call this website. Next thing you can do is choose from the different cloud providers. So you've got companies like Amazon Web Services and Google Cloud. I'm just going to go for the cheaper option for this tutorial, but if you're just starting out or you're a small business, it's perfectly fine, and you can get that from $11 per month. And I've tried all sorts of different hosting providers, and I've found Cloudwares is the fastest and the best to work with. But you can choose from whichever one you want. The next thing to do is choose a location of where you'd like your website to be. So this will be where your target audience is. I'm in the UK, so I'm going to choose London, but if you just choose one that's closest to you, and then all you need to do is click Launch Now. And again, this is completely free. Just close these down. And then it'll take 7 minutes to set the website up, and then we can start configuring things on it. Feel free to just pause this video because I'm just going to wind it on. See you in a moment. Once it's finished, you'll see the blog server's created and there's a green circle there. You'll see that you have 3 days to create the website in without being charged a penny. I'll now show you how to log in to WordPress. So the first thing you want to do is click on Applications, click on Blog Website, and then click on this username to copy, and then click on this URL, and then paste the email address that you copied. Go back to Cloudways and copy and paste the password in. Remember, it's click to copy, and then click on Login. You then logged into WordPress, and I'll show you all sorts of things in this across the video. We're now going to have a look at how you can install a theme. A theme basically dictates the colours, the layout and the structure of a website. So if we click on this link at the top, it takes you to the website. Currently this is the theme that's installed on it. We're going to add a free theme that's one of the best themes in my opinion, and we're going to add content to make it nice and pretty and actually look like a website. So to go back into WordPress, you click on the W here, and we're going to add the theme in. So the first thing you want to do is hover over Appearance at the side and go to Themes. Currently the active theme is this one. We're going to click on Add New at the top, and we're going to search for Bloxy. We're going to hover over it, we're going to click on Install. And we're going to click on Activate. All this is free, by the way. And then we're going to click on the link at the top, and you'll see that it's changed a little bit. Again, we're going to add content and we're going to change the page round and make the website really good in the tutorial. So we're just going to click on the W to go back to the dashboard. And next up, I'll show you how you can add pages in on your WordPress website. To add pages to your WordPress website, you can hover over Pages on the left hand side, and then you can click on All Pages. By default, these pages are put in. To add a new page, you can just click on Add New at the top here. You can close this, and we're just going to call this one Home. And then if you want to save it, you can just click on Save. We're going to click on Publish, click Publish, and then we're going to click on the W. We're then going to create another page, and we're just going to call this one Blog. And then we're going to hit Publish, Publish. We're going to hit the W in the top left. We're going to click on Add New again. And we're just going to call this one the About page. We're going to click Publish and Publish again. And then we're going to click the W. If you want to delete a page, for example, you can do that. So we're going to delete this sample page. So we'll click on Quick Edit. And then where status is, we'll click on Draft. And click on Update. And then you can put it in the trash by clicking Trash. And then it puts it in a trash folder, which you can delete it in there. That's pages set up. Next, I'll show you how you can create a menu. But first of all, we'll just go back to the dashboard. I'll now show you how to create a menu in WordPress. So if we just right click on this and then click in Open a New Tab, the menu is what appears along there, for example, and then there's the site title. So if we go back in, you can hover over Appearance and then go to Menus. You can create a menu by clicking in here and giving it a name. You can call it whatever you like. You can then choose where you want to display the menu. So I'm going to say on the footer, and I'm also going to say on the header menu 1. I'm going to click on Create Menu. I'm then going to choose the pages I want. So these are the pages we created earlier. I'm going to click Select All. I'm going to click on Add to Menu. I'm then going to put the home page to the top by dragging and dropping, and I'm going to put the blog in the middle. You can rename them by clicking in there and typing what you want. I'm then going to click on Save Menu. If you want to edit the menu and manage it with live preview, you can just click this at the top. And if we click on here, you can manage it in there. But ultimately, here's our results and here's what it looks like. That's the site title of the website. You can replace that with a logo, which I'll show you later on. There's a link in the description where you can create a logo by clicking on that link. Or you can change it just to be the actual name of the website. And I'll show you that in a little bit. We just click on the little arrow in the bottom left, and I'm just going to click on X, and then I'm going to click on the W. And next up, I'll show you different settings in WordPress. So let's cover the WordPress settings. So if we go to Settings, and then we go to General. As I'd shown you before there, where it's got the site title, we're going to change that round now. So I'm going to change this just to Builder Blogs, but you can call the site whatever you want to call it. Later on, I'll show you how you can create the cheapest domain name. So keep following. Tagline I'll show later on. We're going to choose anyone can register, so people can register to the blog that we're going to create. You can change the site language to whatever you want. You can change the time zone. You can change date format. And we're just going to click on Save Changes. And then if we go over to here, you could do that by right clicking on there and open it in a new tab. We're just going to refresh this page and see that the site title's there. If we go to Reading under Settings on the left hand side, what we're going to do, we're going to click on A Static Page, and we're going to set the home page to home and the post page to blog. We're going to scroll down and we're going to click on Save Changes, and then currently you can see that there's a blog post on the home page. We're going to refresh and you'll see that the home page becomes the home page and the blog page shows the post. So you can change that to however you want. You can say the home page shows your latest posts if you want. It's up to you. And then finally, we're going to click on permalinks, and we're going to set the permalink structure to post name. It's best for search engine optimizations and it's better readability. So just click on post name. And then click on Save Changes. And that's some of the main settings covered. We'll just click on the W in the top left. And next up, we're going to show you how to create a post in WordPress, which you can follow along with. I'm now going to show you how you can create a blog post in WordPress. So the first thing you want to do is go to Posts and then Add New. And we're going to give the blog post a title. So I'm just going to say best things to do in the UK. We're then going to add in some text. So you can get this text from builderblogs.com. There's a link to it in the description. So I'm just going to copy it. So I'm going to take this text and paste it in here, but you can just type away and write something yourself. So I'm just going to paste it in. You can do things like you can have it to the left, have it in the center, to the right. I'm just going to leave it on the left. You can also make it bold if you want, or parts of it bold. So that's going to be the opening of the blog post. I'm going to hit enter, and then I'm going to choose to put a heading. You can choose different sizes of heading, H1 being the largest, H6 being the smallest. So then on heading, I'm just going to copy and paste it from here. But again, you can just put Visit London. So if we hit enter, we'll copy and paste the text from here, and then we'll add an image. So if we click on add new, so if we just paste the text in here, and then underneath here, if we just hit enter, we're then going to add an image. The links to the images are in the description, so check them out and feel free to upload them onto the site you're creating. First thing we'll do is click on add block, and then we'll choose image. If you can't see it in there, you can just type image in there and you can choose it. We're going to choose to upload the image, so I'll click on upload, and it'll pull the file from the downloads folder that you've hopefully downloaded. So feel free to pause it until you have these images and then restart again. So I'm going to choose the picture of London, and I'm going to choose open. And then it's just adding to the website there. Underneath, I'm going to add another heading in. So I'm going to click on add block, and I'm going to put a heading in. And this heading is going to be explore the Scottish Highlands. So you can copy and paste this from builderblogs.com. And then I'll take the text, and then we'll add another image in. So just click on the plus, click on image, click on upload, and I'm just going to take this Scottish Highlands one, click on open, and there it is uploaded. Underneath, I'm going to choose a heading, and I'm going to put in Visit Stonehenge. So again, you can type that in if you want. Underneath, I'm going to copy the text, and then I'm going to add a heading in, and this one will be Visit the Lake District. I'm going to copy the text, and then I'll add an image in underneath that. You can hit enter also, and then we're going to choose the image. I'm going to click on upload. I'm going to choose this one, and then choose open. and then I'm going to add this in as a heading and put the text in. And all these images that I'm uploading will be used on other articles that I'm going to create off screen that you can also create by going to builderblogs.com. Just add a heading in here, and then I'll copy and paste the information. So now that we've created the article, we can save the draft. You can also do it as you're writing it, and it'll be there to be used later on. We're now going to click on post, which is here, and we're going to add some post categories in. So post categories help group posts together that are from a similar sort of category. So if you click on add new category and we type in England, for example, we can then add the new category, and all posts that have the category of England will be shown in this category. We'll also add Scotland in, so this will be shown in the post categories of Scotland, and it helps us group them together on the website and keep things organised. Then click on this arrow to close this down, and we'll add some tags in. So we'll add a tag of London in, we'll add a tag of Scottish Highlands in, and tags help search engines find the blog post. You can just hit enter, and then we'll hide that, and then we'll add a featured image in. So if we just open it up by clicking the arrow, click on set featured image, and we'll choose one that we already have in the library. So we'll choose the Scottish Highlands one, click on set featured image, and that's the image that will appear on, for example, the blog page, and it's like a cover photo, if you like. We can then look to publish the blog post, so you can click on publish, and if you click on publish again, the post's live on the website. If you want to schedule the post in the future, you can choose a date on here. So for example, you could choose Sunday and then a certain time, and then you can hit publish if you want. I'm just going to set it back to today, and I'm going to hit publish, and then we can view the post. So here it is. Here's the post live on the site, which you can see it's looking nice. There's all sorts of other things that I'll teach you in the future, so please feel free to subscribe. To go back into the post, you can click on edit post. And I'm going to be setting other blog posts up off camera so that we can customize things. So if you want to set them up, they're all on builderblogs.com, and you can use the images that we've already uploaded, and you can copy the text. If we go to the W, if you want to delete a post, for example, you can do that in here. So this one that I'm circling was a demo post, so if you tick it and you click on trash, it'll go to the trash folder, and then it can be deleted from the trash folder. And then we'll head back to the W in the top left, and we'll look at plugins next. We'll now take a look at plugins in WordPress. So if you click on plugins on the left hand side, plugins extend the functionality of the website and allow you to add more functionality to the website. You'll see the plugins that we've got below. There's 2 active, there's 2 inactive. So if we click on the inactive, we're actually going to delete these 2. So you can bulk delete by clicking here, then click bulk actions, then delete, and then apply, and just choose OK. If we click on all, it shows all plugins. These two are currently active on the site. If you wanted to deactivate one, for example, you can click on deactivate. We're actually going to use these because they're really helpful. So this one helps protect the website and stop hackers. And this one speeds up the website, so it's super fast. If you want to add new plugins and extend functionality, you click on Add New. And we're going to add this one. So it's called Spectra, and it adds to Gutenberg, which is the block editor that we use for building pages. We're going to click on Install Now once we've found it. And then we're going to activate it. We're then going to click on Plugins again. We're going to click on Add New. And we're going to add in MailPoint, which will be able to add a sign-up form and send newsletters out to our blog readers. So if we click on Install Now, so that's MailPoet. And then we choose Activate. And that's the plugin section covered. We're going to look at using the Spectra plugin to edit pages on this blog. We'll go back to the W in the top left and we'll cover editing the pages next. We're now going to edit pages in WordPress. I'm going to show you the basics so you can start creating and editing pages yourself. So the first thing you want to do is go to the website, so just click on up here. And we're going to edit the home page first. So if you click on Edit Page at the top, we can start editing the page. The first thing we're going to do is just click on this symbol up here, and we're going to turn the title off. So when the page is live, this home won't show. So we're going to click on Disabled, and then we're going to close this down. We're going to click in here, and then we're going to click the plus, and we're going to search for Post Grid. We're going to use this one here, and here the posts are. So we'll click on here, we'll click on this symbol here, and we'll change the number of columns to 2 because it looks a bit crammed. We're currently looking at the general part. We'll align the contents at center because I think it looks better. And you can change things round if you want here, so have a play about. You can say the number of posts per page, but we're not going to cover that. And we'll actually close this section down, the general section. We'll go to the image, and I think it looks better when you go equal height, so that lines up. You can play around and you can have, for example, it looking like that. I actually prefer it just as the top. We'll close the image section down and we'll go to content. You can add the author in, so there I appear, Jonathan. I'm actually going to take it off. You can add in the taxonomy, so the category, so you can see how Scotland, England's there. And I'm actually just going to put it above the title, and I'm going to highlight it as so. And then I'm going to close content down, and I'm going to go to the read more link. I'm not going to change anything in there. And then I'm going to go to style. I'm going to close layout down, but you can change things around if you want to. We'll add a box shadow, and we'll just click on this one. And then there's the page, so I'll just close this down. And there's it. There's how it looks. You can preview it on different devices. So, for example, if you click on preview, we're currently on desktop. You can view how it looks on a tablet. So there's it, how it looks on a tablet. And then you can do it also on a mobile. So there's how it would look on a mobile. We'll change these colours around later on. And then we're going to click on Update, make the page live. and we'll just view it just as it is here. So I think that's looking really smart. I like the images. Again, these colours will be changed around later on. That's the home page done, but let's actually click on the W in the top left, click on Breeze, and let's purge the cache so that when we go to look at the page speed, we can see the actual speed at the time. So if we click on build a blog, so whatever yours is called, and then we're going to go to this page. So we're going to go to Page Speed Insights. There's a link to it in the description of this video. And we're going to paste the URL that we got from here in here. And we're going to click on Analyze. And we're going to see what the page speed's like. So that's coming back as 100 on mobile, which is super, super fast. And it's good for your website performing. Well, it's fantastic for your website performing on Google. Speed index of 1.6 seconds. So anything under 3 is super fast. And overall, that's really good result. So I'd be pleased with that. So we'll now go back into WordPress and we'll go to the About page. To edit the About page, we'll click on Edit Page at the top. We'll then go up to the top right and click on this here. Click on Page Title, click on Disabled. We'll then close this down. We'll click here, click on the plus, and we're going to add in media and text, so this one. We're going to put the media on the right hand side. Where it says content here, click on it, and then click here and put heading. We're going to say About Us. We can click on this option here to centralize it, and then we're going to click enter. We're then going to take this text, which you can get on builderblogs.com. There's a link to it in the description. You can just go to the About Us page and copy the text. We're then going to paste this in here. We'll centralize this as well. On the right hand side, we're going to click on Media Library, and we're just going to choose this image, click on Select. And then we're going to click anywhere in this space. We're going to click on the 3 dots and we're going to duplicate it. So as you can see, you've got 2 different versions of it. We're actually going to click here and then click left. I'm going to put the text on the right, image on the left. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to choose Replace. I'm going to choose Upload. And we're going to upload this image. There's a link to it in the description, so you can upload that image. We're going to choose Open. And then we're going to click here, and we're going to change this to Our Team. We're going to replace this text with this. Again, it's on builderblogs.com on the About Us page where you can copy and paste it onto here. And this is centralized, so we don't have to do anything to it. We're going to click underneath and we're going to click this plus. We're going to add a heading in. Actually, click on these 3 dots and then click Remove Heading. We'll go a bit further down. So we'll click on this plus and we'll put a spacer in. So you can add a little bit of space between. And then here we'll click on the plus, so you can just click there, click on the plus, and we'll add a heading in. So we'll just choose this one. And then we'll type in here, latest posts. We'll hit enter. On here, we'll choose our post grid. We'll click on it. We'll click on this here. We'll scroll down. We'll change it to 2 columns. We will go up. We'll click on General. We'll click on Image. We'll make it equal height. close image down, go to content, and we'll turn on the taxonomy. We'll put it above the title and we'll make sure it's highlighted. And we'll actually scroll up, go to general, and we'll centralize it. We won't change any of the colors because we'll change that later on. And that's that section done. So that's the About Us page done. When you're ready, you can click on Update, and then you can take a look at the page. Again, you can preview it and edit in different modes and see what it looks like. You can also preview and see it on mobile. And that's how it looks like. I think it's looking really nice. We can click on Update, and that's our editing of the page is done. As you can see, we've got the About Us section, we've got latest posts there, and we also did the home page. We'll then click on the W in the top left, and next we're going to create a domain, and if you already have a domain, we're going to link that domain to the host. We'll now look at creating a domain name. If you already have a domain name, you can move on to the next timestamp. First of all, let's find out what a domain name is. So, as it says here, domain name is a string of text that maps to an IP address. So, an actual address of a website is a complex number, like for example this. So imagine having to type this in to find a website. That's where DNS, domain names, come in, because it makes it human friendly. So you can just type in, for example, google.com. You can read up on this more. There's a link to this in the description, so feel free to check it out. And it says underneath who manages domain names. So domain names are managed by domain registries, and then sites like Cloudflare's are a registrar. I use Cloudflare for my domains because they're the cheapest available. They don't charge any fees. So if you want to start and create a domain, go to this page. There's a link to it in the description, or you can just type this URL in at the top and then click on register now. Again, this is the cheapest domain name possible. There's no markup pricing on any of it. So if you click on register now, and then if you click on sign up, and then create an account, and I'll see you on the next page. Once you've created your account, you want to verify your account email address. So go to your email and verify it by clicking on this link. You can then continue your dashboard. I would go under the section domain registration on the left, and I would click on register domains and then look for a domain. So I'm actually just going to type builder blogs in and then hit enter. I'm then going to click on purchase on this builderblogs.com, but you can choose any of the other ones. You can then choose how long you want it to last for, so 1 year. So I'm just going to choose 1 year, and I'm going to fill out this information, and I'm going to pay, and then I'll see you on the next page. And that's the domain purchased and ready to use. Next up, we'll have a look at how you connect the domain to Cloudways so you can use the two together. So the domain's been purchased. For those that already had a domain in, for example, sites like Namecheap, GoDaddy, I'll include links in the description so you can follow along with this process. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to click on Manage Domain. We're then going to click on Update DNS Configuration. and we're going to add some A records in. So for those that already have a domain, the process is very, very similar, but it might just look a little bit different in the sites that you're going to use. So the first thing we'll do, we'll go into Cloudways, we'll click on Servers, we'll click on the server, and then what we're going to do, we're just going to click to copy this, and we're going to go into here. We're going to add a record. So this is the same in other sites. You add an A record. In here, we're just going to put the @ sign, and then in here, we're going to paste the server ID that we took from here. We're then just going to untick this, and we're going to click Save. We're going to add another A record, so just make sure it's an A. We're going to type www in here. We're going to paste the IP address. We're going to untick this, and we're going to click Save, and that's the technical part done. So next, we'll map the domains in Cloudways. So if we go into Cloudways, and then we go to Applications, and we click on the blog website, and we click on Domain Management, we can then add the domains into here. So we'll click on Add Domain at the side, and where it says Enter Your Domain, we'll enter it in. So we'll add www.builderblogs.com in, and whatever it is on your side, www. Whatever it might be, add that in. I'm just going to take a copy after the www. And I'm going to click on Add Domain. Where these three dots are, I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to make it the primary domain. I'm going to click on Set as Primary. And then I'm going to click on Add Domain again, and I'm going to paste builderblogs.com in, so without the www. And I'm going to click on Add Domain, and I'm just going to keep that as the alias. So then we'll click on Applications at the top again. We'll click on here, and then what we'll do, we'll navigate to builderblogs.com. So you might appear on a screen like this where you click on Advanced and you click on here. You'll see that it's not secure at the top because there's no SSL certificate installed. To add an SSL certificate, take a copy of this. So you can either do the www or that. Then go into Cloudways and make sure you're on Applications. Then click on the application. Go down to SSL certificate. And then enter the email address that you signed up on. And then paste the domain name in here. Click on Add Domain and add the www in as well. And then once you've entered both of them, which correlates to what you'd entered in Cloudflare, click on Install Certificate, and with no time at all, you'll have a certificate installed. So that's the SSL certificate installed. So then if we take a copy of domain name 1, for example, and we have a look up at the top, that says it was not secure. If we open another tab and just paste in builderblogs.com, it now says it's secure and the SSL certificate is installed for completely free. If you need more information about the SSL certificate, there's a link in the description. I'm now going to show you how you can add a subscription form and how you can add a newsletter to your WordPress blog. So the first thing you want to do is head to this page. There's a link to it in the description. And then you want to create an account. You'll then want to activate your account. You'll get an email. Then you just want to confirm your email address. And that's it confirmed. You then want to click on Add Plan. And we're going to choose the free plan, but you can choose one of the other plans if you want. Click on Start for Free. And then enter these questions. And then click on Submit. Once you've answered those questions, you'll land on this page where we're going to activate the plan. So if you just click on this to copy, and then we're going to basically go into WordPress. You might have to log back in, and you can do that by going into Cloudways, going to the application, and then entering this information. So we're going to WordPress, and then we're just going to click on Mail Poet, and we're going to click on Begin Setup. You can enter the from name that you want the emails to send from. So I'm just going to say builderblogs, and then the from address, so builderblogs@gmail.com. So whatever your email address will be. Click on Continue, and then choose what options you want on here, and click on Continue. And then all you do is click on Connect Mail Poet. And then go back to this page. So go back into WordPress and enter the activation key. And then click on Verify Account. And that's it connected. And then click on Start Using Mail Poet. And then underneath, we're going to create a subscription form. As it says at the top here, your subscription is currently pending approval. Sometimes it can take 48 hours, depending if it's a weekday or the weekend, for this to be approved, but it gets approved and you can start sending newsletters out. So we're going to click on Add a Subscription Form. And we're just going to choose this one, but you can choose whichever you like, the newsletter sign up. And I'm just going to keep it nice and straightforward, but you can watch this editor if you want to see how it all works. We're going to click on this here, click on the dots and click on Remove Image. I'm going to remove this as well. I'll just close this down. Remove the heading. And then I'm just going to take this part off and say, sign up to receive awesome content in your inbox. You can click on the cog if you want to edit stuff, like for example this, where you can change that round. I'm just going to leave as it is. You can also go on to styles and you can change things around in there. I'm just going to leave as is, as I say. You can also go on to the form and you can give it a name. it's important to choose a list here. So this form adds the subscribers to these lists. So you can create lists in MailPoet as well on the left hand side there, and you can put people into different lists. After the submit, it'll give this message which you can edit. Underneath you've got styles where say you can change colours. This is an important one, form placement. So I'm actually just going to put it below the pages and click enable. I'm going to display it on all pages and all post products, and then you can do other things there if you want. I'm not going to now. I'm going to turn it off on the pop-up. So take off enable. Click on the cog again, and it's currently just on below pages. So that's the form placement part done. And up at the top, if you click preview, you can actually see what it looks like. That's just appearing for now, so don't mind that. And that's what it would look like. If we go on the side here and click below pages, it'll show you what it looks like. So if we go down, there it is. And we'll change the colours later on, so don't worry about that. I'm just going to X out of that, and then I'm going to click save. We'll actually edit this underneath. We'll take this off. We'll just say we don't spam. We'll just keep it simple. We'll click save again, and then we'll just go back into MailPoet. We'll go down and we'll create a newsletter by clicking on send your first newsletter. And we're actually just going to choose latest post notifications, but you can create any of these that you like. I'm just showing you how it all works. You've also got the capacity to do it in WooCommerce if you have a store. We'll click on latest post notification setup. So we're going to say immediately as a post created, we want an alert to go out to our subscribers. You can compose that however you want. I'm going to click next. And I'm just going to choose the Science Weekly one, but you can pick whichever you like. I'm going to click select. Just going to close this down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tweak this to show you how you can customize it to make it a bit more your own. So I'm actually going to delete this section as so. I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to give it a heading. I'm going to say build a blogs newsletter. I'm going to click on the cog on the side, and I'm going to change the background color to that, for example. I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove this section, just to keep it simple. You can add things in as you go. And then down at the bottom, I'm just going to take this line off, but you can add a postal address if you want, or some other information. And then on stuff like the socials, you can click on the cog and you can enter the links, and you can add other socials in as you want there, but I'm just going to keep it simple for the tutorial. And then that's the content done. So just click on content, and you can change things around with columns and styles, but generally that's this part done. You can change that, for example, if you want to rename it. I'm just going to leave it as it is. I'm going to click next. And you can tweak things like the frequency from the sender. You can put a reply to if you want. I'm just going to choose the list here. And then I'm going to save and close, and once approval sent through, you'll get an email from MailPoet, and you can activate this here. I'm just going to save, draft, and close. But we can preview this by clicking on preview, and this is what the newsletter would look like in the email, looking quite professional, I think. Just close that down, and that's that set up. And remember to come in and make sure that that's activated so newsletters start getting sent out. So you can click on not active, active. You can actually do this beforehand, so you can do that and you don't necessarily have to come in, but I would just come in and check. And that's that all set up. And you'll be able to start sending notifications out when you publish a blog post, so you can start engaging with your followers more. We'll just go back to the dashboard. Next up, I'll show you where you can get a logo from. I'll now show you where you can get a logo from. So if you head to builderwebs.com/Fiverr with 2 R's, there's a link to this in the description of the video. Fiverr is a site that has loads and loads of freelancers that will do anything from web design, logo design, anything you like. You just click off and you click on logo design. There's all sorts of designers that will create a logo for you for very little at all. Very, very professional logos. You can also click on the logo maker and follow the process and create your own logo. I just wanted to share that with you, so if you want to add a logo to this site, you can do this. Remember, the link's in the description. We'll now go back into WordPress and we'll start having a look at the WordPress Customizer to edit things like the header, show you where to add a logo and all sorts of other things. So if we just go on here, and then if we click Customize, we can then go down to Colors and we can change colors on the website. So if we click on the global palette, for example, we can add colors that we like into there so they can be used loads and loads of other times instead of having to find the specific color. So I'm just going to click on the green and I'm going to go for like a dark green. Go for that, for example. And there's different palettes you can choose from. I'm just going to keep on this one. And then you've got your base text. So if you see like there, you could change that to be a bit darker if you want. Depends what you like. I think I'll change it to that. You can then change links. So you could change that to be green as well if you want. You've got text selection. So you could say that it's got white text and a background of green when somebody goes like that. I actually quite like the look of that. You've got borders. You can change headings instead of having to change it all when you're writing a blog post or creating a page. You can change it all there. I'm just going to leave it as that. And then you've got the site background. So like this here. I'm actually going to change it to color 6. See how that looks? Yeah, I like 6. So then that's the colors covered. You can also view them on different devices and see what it looks like on them. So we'll go off colors and then we'll go on to the header. So this is the header section, and within the Blocksy theme, you get a header builder. So if, for example, like the logo here, you can click on it and you can add a logo if you want, but we're just going to use the site title and keep it as that. You can also remove it if you want, and then to put it back on, you can do that. We've got the menu, so you can move the menu about, you can move everything about. If you click on this arrow on the bottom left, you can see how it looks. Again, to remove, you can click on that. And I'm actually going to add some socials in. If you click on main row, for example, you can change the structure. So you could say it was going to be boxed, you could say it was full width. I actually like default. Not sure why it's doing those X's, but not to worry. And then we'll actually just click publish and we'll come back in and see if that disappears. So then if we click customize, yeah, thankfully that's gone. Click on header. And then things like if you click on the logo and you click on design, you can change what the title colors would be, you can change the text. I'm just going to leave it as the default, but you can click on that and you can search for a text that you like. You can do the same with the menu. You can choose the type of menu that you want. I'm just going to leave it like that. On design again, you can change your font, you can change the colors, and you can do the same on socials. So you can add socials in. We've currently got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Say for example you had a YouTube. Let's see if we've got YouTube. You could add YouTube in and then click plus. And then if you didn't have an Instagram, for example, you could take Instagram off. And if we click on the arrow on the bottom left, you can see that the socials appear. If you want to add a little bit more space between them, you can do that by just clicking on socials. And then if you scroll down, you can make the size of them bigger, you can add a bit more space in, and you can change how they look. So if we click on the arrow, that's then done. Again, with the menu, you can change things around on that. So if you wanted to put a little bit more space, you can do. So if we just click on the arrow, that's it there. And we'll just leave it as that. If we go on to tablet mobile header, and we just click on the arrow, you can see what it looks like on there. And then if we just go up here, you can drag an off-canvas logo onto here. So if you click on there, you can see what it looks like. So we'll actually put some socials in on this. So if we click on off-canvas menu and click on there, you can have it modal, where it takes up the whole screen, and you can or you can have it side panel, and you can choose whether you're on the left or on the right, and the panel width. I actually quite like modal, to be honest, and you can choose how you want it vertically, you can choose how you want it horizontally, you can put it in the middle, you can have a play about with it really. On the off-canvas menu, and you click on design, you can change the colour of it. On socials, if you want them to stand out a bit more, you can go on there and you can change the colour of them. So you could just change them to a green if you like. But generally just have a play about and see what you think. If you click on mobile menu and then you select the menu that we created before, the main menu, when you look at this, it will show the menu in the order as opposed to that. So we'll set it as main menu and then click on socials. You can add links later on. so you can navigate to Facebook or Twitter, so on. If we go back and hit publish, the changes will be then live on the site. Next, we're going to edit the footer. So if we click on footer, and then if we scroll down, this is what it currently looks like, and we'll use the footer builder to build it. So the first thing we'll do is click on middle row, and you can choose how many columns you want. There's currently 3, but if you wanted to change it to 2, you can do that. You can also change how things interact. So we're going to click on desktop, and then the changes will be cast over tablet to mobile, but you can change things around on different ones. So if we go back, we're going to drag widget area number 1 on there. We're also going to drag the footer menu, and we're going to put socials. So don't mind how it's appearing on the screen, we'll amend that. So if you click on widget area number 1, and then you click the plus and click heading, you can put the name of the blog on, and it'll appear on the screen as it does there. We're then going to go down, and we're going to align it centrally, horizontally and vertically. We're going to do the same for the footer menu. We're going to choose the menu that we created earlier, the main menu. We're going to scroll down, and we're going to choose to align it centrally, horizontally and vertically. And we're going to do the same for the socials. So you can add a social in like I'd shown you before. We'll go down, and we'll align it centrally and vertically there. So if we just click on this arrow on the bottom left, that's what it's currently looking like on desktop. Let's add a bit of colour to it. So if we click on middle row, and we click on design, and we go down, and we click on row background, let's just add this colour, and then just click off. Just click there and click back. You can change, for example, the colours round in here, but if we go on tablet, you can see what it looks like on tablet. You can do the same on mobile and see what it looks. If we just click on back on desktop, and we click on socials, we can add a little bit more space between them by, for example, just dragging it a little bit, and then you can view what it looks like. That's okay. So then what we'll do, we'll move on to the copyright at the bottom. So if we click on bottom row, and we click on design, and click on row background, we'll just choose color 5, so it's the same all the way through. And then if we click on copyright, we'll add the name to the copyright, the site name, and then we'll go down, and we'll align it horizontally and vertically. And then if we go out, that's how it's looking. We'll go back, and we'll check it out on tablet, and then we'll check it out on mobile and see how it's looking. I'm quite pleased with that, and again, you can make all sorts of changes to it on your site. This just sort of gives you the idea of how to do it. And then we will click this arrow and click publish, so it's live on the site. Let's take a look at it. So if we click X, and here's the site so far, and there's the bottom section. If we click on Customize, we'll start having a look at a bit more of the Customizer. So next we'll make some changes to pages. So if we just scroll down a little bit, and we go on pages, We'll add a sidebar on the right hand side. You don't have to do this, but we'll do it. You can also change the content area style to box, for example. So that's how it would look. Or you can leave it wide. I'm actually going to leave it wide. We'll then have a look at the actual sidebar and see how we can tweak it. So if we go back and we go to sidebar, you can choose different sidebars. So I'm going to go for type 2, so I'll just show you there. And then you can change the width of the sidebar. You can separate the widgets. You can make it sticky. So if we look, that's how it's looking. I'll show you how you can edit this sidebar next. So if we go up and we go back out and we go in the top right and we go to say the About Us page, you can customize the sidebar on there. And then if we go to widgets at the bottom, click on main sidebar, click got it, we can then tweak it. So you can just click in here. I'm actually going to remove this search, but you can leave it in if you want. And then as you can see, it changes on there. And then I'm just going to leave the rest of it in, but as you can see, you can make changes on here. And then we'll click back, and then that's the sidebar done, as you can see there. We'll now have a look at typography. So you can go up to the top here and you can change fonts and how bold they are throughout, so you don't have to change it right across. Just something to show you. Next, we'll have a look at blog posts. So if we click on here and we go to blog, and then we go to blog posts, we can change the style of how we want it to show. So this is how it currently looks. I'm actually going to change it to this one. And that's how it would look. You can choose the number of posts you want to show and you can adjust it. You can also choose card actions. So for example, you could turn the title off. And you can rearrange these by dragging and dropping them. I'm not going to go into massive detail, but I just wanted to show you how it can be done. So we'll just go back out and then we'll go down. And you can choose to turn the sidebar on if you want, just to let you know. So we'll go back and we'll actually go into the post that we created first. So we'll click on there. And then we'll click on single post. And you can choose to do different things with the title, as you can see there. So you could turn things off if you wanted. You can tweak things there. If we go back into single post, you can choose the structure. You could say you have a right sidebar. So if you click in the bottom left, you can then see the sidebar. You can choose to put the content boxed. And that's what I wanted to show you on single post. On categories, so say for example, you click on England. You can change it in there, so you could set this to look like this, or you can choose however you want. You can choose the post, you can change the card options by clicking in there. I'm actually going to go back and then go to pages and go to the author page. So if we click on, for example, Jonathan here, it might be different on yours. It'll take you into here, and then you can change the page title. So I'm just going to change it to that. Just showing you how you can tweak parts of the website. Again, you can change things below. Also in the author page, if we go back in, you can change the look of it like that. So I'm going to set it like that. Next, if we go back, we'll go down to core and we'll go to site identity. So earlier on, we put the site title in. Now we're going to put the tagline. So the tagline is basically a brief description of what the site's about. So I'm going to say this tells you the best places to travel in the world. And if you have a site icon, which you can get from Fiverr, there's a link in the description. You can upload that by clicking on it. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then if we go back, and then if we go up, and we go to general, and we click on buttons, if we go to, for example, the home page, you'll see that there's a button there. We can change it globally by, for example, clicking in here and changing it to green. Could also put it to say black. I'm going to leave it as black. You can also go back and you can add the social media links in here. So whatever you've set, add, for example, Facebook in, or whatever, YouTube, whatever you might have added in. That's how you do the links, and when they click on the link, it'll take them to that page. You've also got other things like scroll to top, which you might find helpful, and generally just have a play about. That's what I wanted to cover in the Customizer. Next up, I'll make a few tweaks to, for example, things like this to show you how you will change them and make the site a little bit better. So let's hit publish, and these changes are live on the site. Then click the X. So I'll now make a few tweaks and we will change a few things around. So if we just go to the home page, let's change this, for example. So if we click on edit page, and we click on the grid, we go to style, and we go to meta. We'll change the highlighted colour to the green that we added in the Customizer. That's that changed. And then we'll click update. We'll view the page. So there it be. And if we go to the about page and we go down and we click on edit page and we click on the post grid, click on style, click on meta and change the highlighted colour to green and click update. Click view page, and that should be looking nice as well. One other thing we'll do is we'll go to the blog page, we'll click on this article, we'll click on edit post, and what we'll do, we'll untick this uncategorized, click on update, view the post. So if we just click on blog, as you can see, the categories disappeared there. Another thing we'll do is we'll tweak this on the home page and other pages. We'll change that. So to do that, click on the W, go to mail point and then forms. Click on edit on the newsletter sign up. Click on here. Click on styles. Click on background. And then we'll put that to black. Click save. And let's view the page. So if we go down, that's it updated. I'll now show you how you can back up your website. So if you go into Cloudways and you go to the application and you click on it, there's a backup and restore option on the left hand side. You can choose to take a backup by, for example, clicking take backup now, and it takes a backup. It says that the backup's taken, which you can then look at the different backups and then you can restore it if you want. You can also click on servers, click on the server, go down to backups, and then you can take an on-demand backup there, but you can also choose to schedule backup. So for example, you could say once a day at a certain time, or you could say you want to do it every 6 hours and you want to retain it for 1 week. And when you're ready, you can just click on save changes. I'm just going to change that to once a day, 1:30, and then choose save changes. And then the scheduled backup is set. To conclude, we created this blog website where we found super fast hosting and the cheapest domain name. We customized the whole site starting from nothing to what you can see here. We added a newsletter sign up so you can gather subscribers on the blog. We added a blog page, as you can see there. We added an about page. We showed you how to write a blog post. And there's a couple of things I'd advise to do is having a look how you can add to the search engine optimization of your website, and also look to index the website and start adding content so you can start providing value to your readers. I hope this tutorial's been helpful, and if it has, please give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to see future videos. All the links to the video are in the description, so feel free to check them out. I'm Jonathan from Builderwebs, and thank you for watching the video.